Well, hey you guys, this time I'm doing a live stream, but I'm doing a different kind of live stream. See, what I'm gonna do this time is, let me explain what I'm gonna do. What I'm going to do is, basically, every single day during the October season, well not every single day, but every time that I possibly can during the October season, I'm going to stream something creepy that I find on Reddit. Now, see, this is a very odd account that I found, because he says the same things always, and, like, it's the same user as well. So, it stands, let me change the name of this really quick. So, it stands out as very odd as me, hold on, it stands out as very odd to me, and it's just, I don't know, I want to look at it because you think that he's just like a spam account, but at the same time he's posted this over like, hold on, 4,000 times, you know, it's crazy. I don't know if his account is deleted or not. Let's check this out for a minute. That was, yeah, he's been deleted, but this was 7 years ago. Now, what makes this so creepy, except for why it's just always been commented, is because there's occasionally a link. So we're gonna go through and look at all the links until I get really tired, which last night I did a 2-hour stream, so we may do it for a little while. Oh, by the way, I'm like an avid Redditor. I love Reddit with a passion. So let's take a look at this beautiful little thing, and we'll just, you know what I mean? we'll do this, and it'll be spoopy, but you know, and is this in the right? Hold on a minute. Every single time, I'm always in like the wrong entertainment. Alright, so we're in the right thing. Yippee! Welcome, to everyone who's watching, and let's just go ahead. Now, I'm not gonna read these over and over again, so the first link goes to Steamworks. Welcome to Steamworks. Now your game can take advantage of a gaming platform that has over 40 million players worldwide and spans multiple systems. Whether you're looking for matchmaking, achievements, anti-cheating technology, and I'm not gonna read all of this, this is so much. Basically, it's Valve. I'm not even kidding. It's basically Valve. That's all it is. And Valve made Portal, I believe? They did make Portal, I think. Or they worked on Portal. They're a Steam thing. So Steamworks is like, they work with Steam. That's all I can describe it as, is they work with Steam. Now, this one, I think it goes to the Ubisoft. Yes, it does. Ubisoft website, and Ubisoft has done almost every game that you could imagine. Ubisoft has done Amnesia, I believe. Is it a Ubisoft game? I think it is. But they're just like, it's like a bougie, I don't know what Far Cry 5. Hold on a minute. Let's just go ahead. I'm gonna go on a tiny itty little bitty rant, okay? I want Far Cry 5! That was it. I told you it was gonna be a little itty bitty. Alright, so Ubisoft goes Steamworks, bye-bye, always on DRM. Now, I'm not, me being stupid, I have no clue what a DRM is. It's a systematic approach to copyright protection. Okay, so basically, he's ranting in like one sentence. That's good. Okay then. So let's go to the bye-bye link. Bye-bye.net. Refuse to connect. Okay, is it something bad? Oh, it went to a BIZ network. Is this gonna be porn? If it's anything just terribly horrible, I'm going to click off quickly and or stop the stream. Now it says bye-bye always on DRM. That's disgusting. Okay then. Let me zoom out. I don't understand. This is a picture of a lady with a bunch of meat on her head. Okay, then. Now, on DRM goes to another link. I'm actually covering my eyes before I look at these. Okay, it just says that the image... Oh, that's the actual image! It's just the image you're requesting does not exist or is no longer available. Was that the link? No. Okay, this one... Domain not active. That is a huge domain. But if we inspect the page, we might find something. Cause there had to have been some. I have a friend, and he's called the Wayback Machine. Wayback Burgers. I wanted the Wayback Machine, stupid. All right, so let's look at the Internet Archive and see if we can find out what this was. Okay, so March 5th, 2017, there was a snapshot. It's a Twitter page, and it's not wanting to load. Why isn't it wanting to load? Alright, will it work if we load up another one? Nah, it's just like gone forever. Okay then. Now this one is by always on DM. This one's called Knife. Okay, I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be a picture of. I have an image search. Hold on. I have to actually find it in my phone. But while I'm trying to find it, we will look at another one. Let's look at Steamworks by always on DRM. This is rabbit meat, and I'm like really terrified. Yep. Did you just see how fast I clicked off of that? That was almost impossible. Yeah, that's disgusting. See, I don't understand what any of this has to do with Ubisoft, Steamworks, or copyright. But I have the app loaded up, I just found it. Let's look at what this is. Okay, fam, are you gonna let me take a picture, or like, what are you gonna do? No, I'm gonna have to take a picture before. Okay, I see how you are. I see how you are. That's really nice. Ew, I don't want a selfie. Okay, so let's go into the phone, and then we'll look it up. Okay, cool. And I'll get back with you guys on that. And then he says ... always on DRM. Ubisoft. Okay, same thing. Continue this thread. Reviewing the rest. View the rest of the comments. What came up was just called art, and it says there are no similar images to that one. So that's very, you know, strange. I'm thinking about doing maybe 3 every live stream, because there's a lot of stuff that you can find on the internet, especially on Reddit. Reddit is a gold mine of creepy things. So let's look at here. Are these just like... Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, this is one of the weirdest things I've probably seen in my life, because it's just so weird. And Why does it have so many upvotes? Like, it's just a... I don't understand. So, I guess we can... Oh, check that out. I have new mail. Oh, Reddit gifts. A 55?! Okay, then. Oh, wait, never mind. That's how many points I have. Okay. I just had a mini heart attack. So let's look up. Let's go to... I think I follow subreddit Creepy. Yep. So let's go on subreddit Creepy and look up... Reddit is so hard to find things on Reddit. Like, if you're looking for something specific, it's always like, hello, second person, how are you? It's always so difficult to find. Like, so if we find... You know what? Google's my friend. Creepy things on Reddit. Why is it... the first thing Google Maps? What's so scary about Google Maps? Okay, so 11 creepy subreddits to keep you up at night. That's not what I want. Well, maybe it's what I want. 5 of the most disturbing Reddit posts. There we go. Album on Imager. Okay, the Whistler. Let's look at this one. 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 And let's look at the... If it's anything political, I'm not gonna... I ain't about that life, fam. So, okay. This is so weird. Alright, so let's read this one. Have you ever whoa, okay. Okay, alright, got it. Have you ever felt a deep personal connection to a person you met in a dream, only to wake up feeling terrible because you realize that they've never existed? I don't think I've ever felt like that. Throwaway account, because this is really personal. My last semester at a certain college, I was assaulted by a football player for walking where he was trying to drive. No, he was 325 pounds and I was 120. While unconscious on the ground, I lived a different life. I met a wonderful young lady. She made my heart skip and my face red. I pursued her for months and dispatched a few jerk boyfriends before I finally won her over. After 2 years, we got married, and almost immediately she bore me a daughter. I had a great job, and my wife didn't have to work outside of the house. When my daughter was 2, she, my wife, bore me a son. My son was the joy of my life. I would walk into his room every morning before I left for work and dotted on him and my daughter. One day, while sitting on the couch, I noticed that the perspective of the lamp was odd, like inverted. It was still in 3D, but just wrong. It was a square lamp base, red with gold trim on 4 legs, and a white square shade. I was transfixed. I couldn't look away from it. I stayed up all night staring at it. The next morning, I didn't go to work. Something was just not right about that lamp. I stopped eating. I left the couch, only to use the bathroom at first. Soon I stopped that too, as I wasn't eating or drinking. I stared at the effing lamp for 3 days before my wife got really worried. She had someone to come and try to talk to me, but this time my there's some words I cannot pronounce. I just can't do it. Okay, it was breaking up and my wife was freaking out. She took the kids to her mother's house just before I had my epiphany. The lamp is not real. The house is not real. My wife, my kids, none of that is real. The last 10 years of my life are not effing real. The lamp started to grow wider and deeper. It was still inverted dimensions. It took up my entire perspective, and all I could see was red. I heard voices, screams, all kinds of weird noises, and I became aware of pain. An effing S-word ton of pain. The first words, the way I censor things, the first words I said were, "I'm missing teeth," and I opened my eyes. I was laying on my back on the sidewalk surrounded by people that I didn't know. Lots were freaking out and I was completely confused. At some point a cop scooped me up and dragged me out across the sidewalk and grass and threw me face down in the back of a cop car, and I was still confused. I was taken to the hospital by the cop. Seems he didn't want to wait for the ambulance to arrive and give CT scans and S-word. I went through about 3 years of horrid depression. I was grieving the loss of my wife and children and dealing with the knowledge that they never existed. I was scared that I was going insane, but as I would cry myself to sleep, hoping I would see her in my dreams. I never have, but sometimes I see my son, usually just a glimpse out of my peripheral vision. He is perpetually 5 years old, and I can never hear what he says. Okay, here's an edit. Edit, 24 hours after the post. Never thought anyone would read this. I changed a line so that it no longer seems that my 2-year-old daughter bore a child. Oh god. I've never seen Inception or Star Trek episodes so many have mentioned, but I will eventually. I will not do an Ask Me Anything. I've had many personal messages describing similar experiences, and 3 posters stating such experiences are impossible. I'd say more research needs to be done on brain functions. Pre-med students don't assume you know everything. If you have asked if they can write a book or screenplay, stage play, rage comic, etc., please consider this tale open source and have fun with it. That sounds like a freaking cool book. It does! I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know. Oh man, that's really cool, and it's really scary. So, like, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but at the same time, it's just kind of, wow, like, I don't know what to think. I'm gonna save that. That's pretty cool. That's, like, it's so sad. But they're not real. Wait, okay. That is so crazy. Okay, then. Wow. Dang. Here's some subreddits that are supposed to be creepy, but I mean, okay, well. Alright, that's fun. That actually sounds like something I would love. Oh my god, okay, well. Let's look at both of these subreddits too, because these look really fun. I might visit like a different website every single week, but this is fun. I like this. Even though nobody's here. How come for the past 2 days nobody's come to my freaking... I'm done. Oh, okay. I think this is a story that everybody has heard. I like this comment though. It says, I love the idea that you had a psychotic breakdown at some dude just chilling and canoeing down the river at night, whistling happy to himself. So he saw a Venezuelan monster. Okay. All these people, like, are so funny, and they shouldn't be, because some of this stuff is actually really serious, but... Whoa, hold on, this escalated. Advice animals. Finally have the guts to say it. What do you mean? My sister had an abusive meth addict boyfriend. I killed him with his own drugs while he was unconscious, and they ruled it as an overdose. Sad bear meme? Okay. The funny thing is that if he gets caught, they use the confession bear as evidence. That is kind of funny. Dude. Okay. Oh god, someone did find it. Someone found him. Oh my god. The first ever murder confession by meme. Reddit user is reported to the FBI after, oh my god, he was serious, after he admits killing his sister's abusive meth addict boyfriend with his own drugs using a picture of a bear. The user, named Naruto, posted the meme with the title, "Finally I Have the Guts to Say It," to Reddit's Advice Animal subforum late on Saturday night. Used the popular confession bear meme normally reserved for trivial confessions. Claimed he killed his sister's meth addict boyfriend with his own drugs and it was ruled as an overdose. After a barrage of comments from shocked Redditors, Naruto posted that some of the confession was accurate and then said it was a joke. His deleted account has deleted his account, but not before his full name, location, date of birth, and other information was made public on the link sharing site. That's crazy. Was he arrested? In the end, the Redditors did decide to contact the police. According to Daily Dot, they said they reported Naruto's confession and all available details to the FBI's TIPS website. The posting of his personal information on the website prompted Naruto to add his comment, "Edit, the reason for this post in the admittance was it was a joke because people started posting my own personal information on here. Not S-word that was in my post history. Sure, you can find information about me, but link me to something that happened is completely different. I made a meme about something and it turned into people revealing my personal information. It was quite rude and very uncalled for." He also posted a second meme stating, "If you joke about murder on Reddit without a throwaway account, you're gonna have a bad time." But was he freaking arrested? I want to know, was he oh, he was only reported to the FBI, so like, oh my god. Couldn't they have, okay, what was his name? Were there any, like, murders in the area? That was him. Or maybe that was the boyfriend, I don't know. Maybe he was just being edgy. Oh, okay. Yeah, so he more than likely did it. His middle name is Ryder. His birth date is he does look kind of creepy. 2/11/89. He has an older sister who's approximately 29 years old. How did people find this out? Like, where did he live? Colton Goodbrand. Okay. But okay, so when was the post made? I don't know why I'm trying to... Oh, okay, so they did... Okay, so they investigated him. I just want to see if, like, he was arrested or not. It was made in 2013! I wanted to know updates on the story. Okay, whatever. Maybe he's, like, still in jail or something. I don't know. What happened to the Jimmy C. Demon story and the unexplained experience there? Ow! I just hurt my toe. What? Okay, hold on. I copied it and sent it to my SO because I thought she'd like it. I woke up and looked for the thread again and couldn't find it. Found this thread instead. The post unnerved the H-word out of me. TLDR Met a scary man named Jimmy C. who knew everything about me. Said he had planned to drown me in the ocean, and said something foreboding that he has caused me to look at the license plate of every black Mercedes I've ever seen, even 10 years later. I thought I didn't remember it right. 10 years later, my ex-girlfriend showed me her journal from that day. I had remembered it exactly right. I met a man, once, who knew everything and said he jumped off the San Francisco Bridge many years ago. Even though I met him in Tybee Island, Georgia. This has haunted me for a long time. I was about 19 or 20 at the time, living in Savannah, Georgia. I drank a lot, had a crappy fake ID. I worked this terrible job as a grunt laborer, the kind where you go to those temp labor agencies. Oh, by the way, Tybee Island is so close to Savannah, so... The kind where you go to those temp labor agencies like Able Body and Labor Finders. I'd show up at 4 a.m., work until 5 p.m., and drink myself to sleep after only taking home maybe $60 for the day. I was supposed to go into work that particular morning, but I decided to skip. It's a labor agency, they'll just find somebody else. I called the girlfriend, and tell her I want to go to the beach, Tybee. I had already started drinking. She comes over, we hop in my big, ugly van, pack up some rods, and head to the beach. I decided to have a drink across from the beach at this little bar. This is where the story gets interesting. Shortly after ordering my drink, I get this really weird feeling. I became hyper aware of my surroundings. The door opens, and I see this guy walk in out of my peripheral vision. There's a seat between me and my girlfriend, but the bar was empty at like 9 a.m., and he could have sat anywhere else, yet he chooses to sit right between her and I. And then, he starts doing this thing with his fingers. The bar top was reflective, and he takes his fingers like two little legs and just starts walking with them, skating with them on top of the counter. This isn't something out of the ordinary, but I took notice because when I was in school I did that all the time. I pretended I had rollerblades on my fingers and I was skating around my desk. I hated school and was always distracting myself, so I became kind of mesmerized for some reason. That's when he looks at me, and in this really thick kind of Germanic or Nordic accent, he says, "I notice you're a man who pays attention to detail." I'm also a man who pays attention to detail. Now, before I continue, I have to describe this guy. He had this short, spiky hair that was bleached at the tips, kind of like a late 90s style. He had really expensive clothes on, like a nice Prada leather jacket, nice designer jeans, really nice boots. He seemed like a kind of gay guy with awesome fashion sense and a really distinctive taste. I always remember this because I think to myself, some weird homeless guy, crazy guy, couldn't have afforded those clothes. Anyway, the other thing that stuck out was his eyes. They were piercing gray. Now that's not impossible, I have gray eyes. It reminded me of a husky's eyes, but his pupils just stayed this disturbing pinpoint size. See, when you have gray eyes, it does make your pupils seem smaller, but they're really not. They were just extremely small, which caused his look to be kind of terrifying. His teeth were normal, right? But not at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, but they were sharper than they should be. Okay, Pennywise AF. As if they were filed slightly. His hands were normal, but his fingernails were slightly long and pointed, as if he deliberately did it. He kept licking his teeth, too, as if he were salivating. The thing about this guy was that if you look at him, everything seems normal, but off at the same time, so you're questioning if you're crazy for thinking this. This guy then begins to start talking about the relationship between me and my girlfriend, but really strangely. He's talking about how beautiful she is and how I should pay more attention to her. I was kind of a D-word to her. Shortly after he began talking like this, I had this almost knowing feeling come over me, like I knew this guy was not a human. I look at my girlfriend and say, "You need to leave." She just kind of looks at me, and like she knows too. Without a word of protest, she gets up and quietly leaves. Later, I learned that she went next door to get a coffee. That's when this guy literally says to me, with the utmost confidence, "You were supposed to go fishing today." He points at the beach across the street. "If you had, I would have drowned you in that ocean." And I S-word you not, he F-wording hissed. Again, for some reason this overwhelming calm had come over me. I just ask, "Who are you?" He answers back with this crazy guttural language, like Akbak, but what is Akbak? But it was really long. It sounded Arabic or Hebrew or something. Now I gotta look this up. I don't know what does that mean? Did I just say something racist by accident, or like a bad word by accident? What happened? Okay, so it seems to be like a chiropractic issue. I just, for some reason, without skipping a beat, and I have no idea why I was so calm to say this, say it in a way that I can understand. He says, "You can call me Jimmy C. I jumped off the San Francisco Bridge years ago, and I've been watching you." From there on out, he never referred to himself as me or I, but only we. The conversation became something very strange after this. He was saying things like, "We see you taking a bath. Gollum? We wish we too could feel the warmth of the water and comfort of the steam," and other stuff. He kept buying me drinks too, specifically whiskey sours. It was like he had an endless supply of money. He smoked I can't say this word either, Marlboro ultralight cigarettes. After I don't know how long, because I lost sense of time, kind of, I told him that I was going to leave. I walk next door, I get my girlfriend, and she's stone silent. We start driving home, don't say a word, then I ask, "Do you know what that was?" And she just says, "That was a demon." Oh no! This girl had parents that were scientists. She was really analytical, completely non-religious, and that was the first thing she said out of her mouth. Now, I didn't say this part before, because to me, this is the most important aspect of the story, so I'll say it now, because it's what happened after this that screwed me up for effing years. The last thing this Jimmy C. guy said to me... Hold on, okay, I had to reread that. The last thing this Jimmy C. guy said to me before I left is this: "Look at my car." I look outside, I see one of those newer Volkswagen Beetles. It was white. What does the license plate say? I look at the place and it literally says "Fierce." He looks me dead in the eyes and says, "The next time you see me, I'll be driving a black Mercedes and the license plate will say Utopia." Stupid, right? That night I was still calm. I don't know why. I felt like... This is so long. I felt like that guy on Office Space after his hypnotherapist died right in front of him, and he was weirdly zen. But my girlfriend started having terrible nightmares of this guy's head just staring at her in her dreams. Weeks went by, and that's when the encounter started affecting me. I found myself becoming paranoid about that black effing Mercedes. Every black car I saw, I checked if it was a Mercedes. If it was, I immediately looked at the license plate. I started doing it when I watched TV or movies as well. I couldn't stop. Now, I'm going to fast forward a bit. About 10 years go by, I'm 29, so this is just recently, and in silence, when I'm alone, when I'm drinking, I often think about this encounter. I still look at the black Mercedes every time they pass, but I'm not so much anxious about it anymore as curious. And I remember that my girlfriend at the time always kept a journal. By now I'm pretty sure that I'm insane. Maybe I was drunk, maybe I'm not remembering any of this correctly. After years of trying to find news articles of a Jimmy C. that committed suicide of the San Francisco Bridge, looking at black cars, and so on, I felt like I'd grown out of it, yet I still had to know. So last year, I tracked down my ex-girlfriend. We ended on bad terms. I find out she's a school teacher in Wisconsin, is a married woman, it should say, and is actually trying to have a child. I figure she's not going to talk to me, so I sent her a Facebook message anyway. I asked her if she could find a journal from that day, because I have to know if her events lined up with mine. Sure enough, she had it, and it contained even more detail than what I remembered, because she had literally written it at the coffee shop right next door right after it happened. Continued below. Oh my god. Notes on here's what she sent me. Notes on what happened at Tybee Island, Georgia on the first Tuesday in December of 2005. Drove there during the day, and the sunshine was getting me down. I kept thinking about how earlier I had gone to the Restless Artist's house after waking up there. And he woke up early, took a shower, came back and woke me up, acted very sweet. Then I went home, took a shower, came back to go with him to Tybee. I'm having issues. To go to Tybee, and he'd gotten drunk already and was teasing me, being sort of an A-word. I even threatened to go home once, but I stayed, feeling that I should go to Tybee with him. But I was excited to show Tybee to Will during the day, since I knew it well and he'd never been to it, seen it. He talked about it, how it all reminded him of his childhood as we drove through the salt marshes and over the bridges, the sun, the palm trees. I'd grown up in fog, got to Tybee, and he wanted wanted to get a couple of beers, even though we had rum in the trunk. Well, really, the back of the van. The first bar we went to, hold on, only cost $1. Noticed the VW Beetle, which was parked outside when I came in, but did not see Jimmy enter. The restless artist pointed out, is that his username? I don't know. The restless artist pointed out a man sitting one stool down from me, drumming his fingers strangely on the stain. No, the same thing. I want to know what happened at the coffee bar though. Well, okay, hold on. The license plate read Fierce while he was gone. Asked me who the... While he was gone, blank asked me if I knew who the man was. I nodded, saying I had an idea. Yeah, but you think you're crazy every time you think it, don't you? I was thinking the man was the devil, or something close. Then I wrote that I missed some things. Here they are. When asked where he was from, he didn't answer. We thought he could have been from Tybee, but he said, this is so long, but he said he didn't live there. Asked him where he lived, and he just started talking about his car, a Mercedes-Benz with a plate that said Utopia. Asked if he lived in his car. He said no, Utopia's doors are closed to me. That's creepy. Blank asked him where he learned all he was talking about. He said he could speak in 5 languages, English being the most important because it is trained and often spoke a few sentences in a language I could not recognize. And he said he had lived in San Francisco, where he jumped off a bridge and died. This is the point where I told her to leave. That's when he said he would have drowned me in the ocean, started referring to himself as we, and finally told me that the next time I would see him, he would be in that black Mercedes. When I read what she had written, literally that day, I knew I wasn't imagining the details wrong. That is actually what happened. This is probably the most frustrating, scary things that has ever happened to me. I want to imagine it's just a normal crazy guy, but unless you saw it and felt it and heard him talk about all the little details, I'm almost done of what you were supposed to do that day when only you knew it. You just can't understand the impact of it all. It's been 10 years, and my only solace, really, is that my ex-girlfriend was there to corroborate. That communication, where I reached out to her, actually caused us to be on good terms again after a decade. It seems to be something that bothered her just as much as it bothered me. And still to this day, even though I'm living 10,000 miles away in Southeast Asia, I can't stop looking for that car. I can't stop thinking about Jimmy C's twisted face. I wonder if he still crawls on my back, and if the fear at night, often to where I must drink myself to sleep, or find a one-night stand just so that I don't feel alone, is him or them watching me. Oh, okay, that's freaking creepy. That's very odd. So somebody says that they found it in Germany. But what does it say anything about when I find it? I'm probably gonna freak out, you know what I mean? Okay, so black Mercedes, and what's the... Okay. Oh, the VIN number. Yeah, that's a freaking odd story. That's really creepy. Okay, anyways. That hurt my throat. Why is everything archived? I swear. Alright, Islamic State, ISIS fighter talking questions. I'm not gonna... That's scary. Alright, that was the murderer. Okay, yeah, so here's the creepy things. Fish with human teeth? I probably can't look at this. Oh. Ew! That is disgusting. I'm sobbing. I hate this. Okay, so what is Dean Coral? That is a pretty scary picture right there. Dean Arnold Coral was an American serial killer who, along with teenaged accomplices David Brooks and Elmer Wayne Henley Jr., abducted, R-worded, tortured, and murdered at least 28 boys in a series of killings spanning from 1970 to 1973 in Houston, Texas. The crimes, which became known as the Houston Mass Murders, came to light after Henley fatally shot Coral. That's the Candyman and Pied Piper. I want to look that up because I've heard of like a urban legend thing. They always get like the worst pictures. So, oh my gosh! Look at that farmer stand! I should have said that. So I think that's his body. It might be another body. I think that's one of the children that he murdered. That's a lot of sources. Alright, so they're probably different things. But yeah, that's fun. Nice. What is Tunguska? I've been under a rock. BTW. That big word event was a large explosion that occurred near the Stony Tunguska River in Yin, Russia, on the morning of June 30th, 1908. The explosion over the sparsely populated eastern Siberia taiga flattened 2,000 kilometers, or 770 miles, of forest, yet caused no known human casualties. The explosion is generally attributed to the airburst of a meteoroid. It is classified as an impact event, even though no impact crater has been found. The object is thought to have disintegrated an altitude of 5 to 10 kilometers, rather than to have hit the surface of the Earth. It's the largest impact on that the Earth has ever. That's not creepy. That's interesting. Let's look and see if we can find some pictures of it. Dude, that's insane. There's just a hole. There's still no trees. It does look like a lake, sort of, you know? That's so that is... What is that? Strange creature discovered in the Tunguska wasteland? Yes. That's a disfigured wombat. What is Shrewd's fiddle? If anything is really horrible... Oh, it's a medieval torture device. A Shrewd's fiddle, or neck violin, is a variation of the yoke pillory or rigid irons whereby the wrists are locked in front of the bound person by a hinged board or a steel bar. It was originally used in the Middle Ages as a way of punishing women who were caught bickering or fighting. And if you guys want to know how that worked, see, medieval torture things were so creepy. Basically, they just locked them together, you know what I mean? It's kind of funny. I'm not even kidding. See, I think that the torture things where people aren't hurt is rather hilarious. Like the humiliation ones is just like, yeah, you deserve that. But like that, not that. I thought that was a guillotine. But like ripping people in half, that would be a cool video to make. Talking about like medieval torture weapons. That'd be cool because I find that stuff very interesting. Okay. Jack in the Box poisoned meat. That's very fun. Sacrifice in Mayan culture. I don't know who doesn't know about that. Coli outbreak. Wow! 1993. It's been around that long? We don't live around any Jack in the Boxes, so like, E. coli occurred when 732 people were infected by E. coli bacterium originating from contaminated beef patties. Okay. That is horrifying. Morbid self-affirmation drove 2 teens on a summer killing spree, victimizing 21 people and several animals. Doggos! Is this a word? Like, hold on. Did they kill puppies? Because if they did, I'm so sorry. 2 19-year-old locals, Victor Sayenko and Igor were arrested and charged with 21 murder. That's too many people. Third conspirator, Alexander Hansa, was charged with 2 armed robberies that took place before the. Okay, but like, are there puppies? I'm just going over it. I don't care about cats, but I care a lot about dogs, so... Dogs, 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 dogs. Oh, yeah, they recorded it. How great. Because everyone wanted to see that. But were there alleged copycat case? And of course, I hate copycat killers. It's just, I hate murder. Oh, great, a necrophiliac. A schizophrenic grave robber with a heart of gold. Those are two very different things. Okay, Sada Abe was a Japanese woman, a geisha, and prostitute who is remembered for ironically asphyxiating her lover, Kicho Ishida, on May 18th, 1936, and cutting off his P-word and T-word, and carrying them around with her in her kimono. Oh my god. The story became a national sensation in Japan, acquiring mythic overtones, and has been interpreted by artists, philosophers, novelists, and filmmakers. Abe was released after having served 5 years in prison and went on to write an autobiography. What? I'm glad she died. I mean, like, I never say that unless it's someone like this. Second-degree murder and a mutilation of a corpse. That is only 6 years. That's insane, man. She was smiling at the picture where she was arrested. That's crazy. What's the Garland case? The Garland case refers to 3 adults and 1 juvenile charged in 2004. On June 4th, 2007. Sorry about that, my bad. Murder of Tammy Garland and the earlier physical abuse of the Garland's 11-year-old son. I'm so sorry. Garland's 15-year-old daughter is alleged to have been a willing participant in her mother's murder and the abuse of her brother. The case drew attention to the deficiencies in the Florida Child Protective System. Oh my goodness. Well, there's like nothing on the Wikipedia page. Has like nobody cared? This is pretty recent too. Actually has the hiccups. Natalie Moscovitz. There's a video. Okay, he was arrested in 2011 after the mummified bodies of 26 girls between the ages of 3 and 15, oh my god, were discovered in his apartment. After exhuming the bodies from the local graveyards, Moscovin mummified the bodies himself before dressing and posing them around his home. Ew! Moscovin's parents, who shared the apartment with him, had glimpsed the mummies but had mistaken them for large dolls. Oh my gosh, paranoid schizophrenia? I believe so. If there's pictures on here, I'm gonna kill someone. Somebody said there was a video. Let's watch it. Let's not. I was thinking about it, it's like, oh no! Is he dead? He's only 51. I really hope he's in jail still. How did he go to Moscow State University? Oh. 35 children died in an orphanage fire because their nun guardians prevented firefighters from entering due to the children's state of undress. That is crazy. Secret vault in a long-abandoned maternity home run by nuns reveals the remains of 800 toddlers! The dried cat tradition. Corpses float due to flooded cemetery. That is yucky. Witch balls. Trial by ordeal. Bobby Yar. Side of massacres. Oh, look at this one. That one's fun. If there's pictures, I'm just not. Oh, plaid. Jimmy Savile was an English DJ, television, and radio personality who was well known in Britain for his eccentricities and, at the same time of his death, was generally respected for his charitable work. He was knighted in 1990 in September and October 2012, almost a year after his death. Claims were widely publicized that he had committed sexual abuse, his alleged victims ranging from that's a big word, girls and boys to adults. By the 11th of October in 2012, allegations had been made to 13 British, I spit everywhere, 13 British police forces, and this led to the setting up of inquiries into practices of the BBC and within the National Health Service. Jeez. Think about that. It's like, I'm a good person, and then you die, and it's like, oh, no, never mind. That is a huge headstone. Wow. Stood for 19 days, it was unveiled on the 20th of September. Following awareness of his abusive past was removed during the night of the 9th or 10th of October in 2012. At his family's request, out of respect to public opinion, and others buried in and visiting the cemetery. Oh, hi, Mr. Cartoon Movie Makers. I didn't even notice that you showed up. Yes, hello. I have watchers now. Okay, so the Kavan orphanage fire occurred in the night of the 23rd of February 1943 at the St. Joseph's Orphanage in Cavan, Ireland. 35 children and one adult employee died as a result. Much of the attention after the fire surrounded the poor Clares, or the order of nuns who ran the orphanage, and the local fire service. So they basically said you can't take these children out of this fire because they weren't dressed. What did they actually say? It was alleged the nuns prevented firefighters entering the building in case they saw the girls inside in a state of undress. Due to the nature of the fire, the remains of the dead girls were placed in 8 coffins and buried in Cooley Cemetery in Cavan. A new memorial plaque was erected in 2010 just inside. Look up Jane Toppin. Alright, I will do that. Inside of the convent gates at the main street in Cavan. The plaque was anonymously donated to the Friends of the Cavan Orphanage Victims Group. Oh, jeez. If I see something horrible... Also, if it's not real, I'm probably gonna click off. Hold on. So there's like 800 dead babies in this place. Okay. we're just gonna click right off of that one. Now this is actually called dried cat. It is a custom in some European cultures to place the dried or desiccated body of the cat inside the walls of a newly built home to ward off evil as a good luck charm. What the frick? Although some accounts claim the cats were walled in alive, examination of recovered specimens indicates post-mortem concealment in most cases. That's not good. That's a cat. I just want to let you guys know. That's a cat. That's also a cat. And these are mice. What? Okay, trial by ordeal. This is probably... Okay, trial by ordeal was an ancient judicial practice by which the guilt or innocence of the accused was determined by subjecting them to a painful or at least unpleasant, usually dangerous experience. Oh my god! The test was one of life or death, and the proof of innocence was survival. Oh my god! People were crazy back then. In some cases, the accused was considered innocent if they escaped injury or if their injuries healed. In medieval Europe, the trial by combat, trial by ordeal was considered a judicium Dei, a procedure based on the premise that God would help the innocent by performing a miracle on his behalf. The practice, look, okay, these people, I swear. Okay, so this is a lot of words, but about 4,000 Serbians were murdered. So what was it? Was one of the many atrocities perpetrated by the Croatian, that's a different language, regime in the independent state of Croatia during the World War II persecution of Serbs. That's it. The Ustasa killed around 600 women and children from the village of by throwing them alive in the pit near During the summer of 1941, Ustasa continued with mass murders of Serbs. Of 1,000 inhabitants... Let me find it. Inhabitants, I lost my place. Of 820 were killed, while the neighboring places at the lower basin of the almost a Nevada River, I'm crying, included around 4,000 Serbs were murdered. The Gugaga pit was covered with concrete in 1961. It took you that long? God. Let's look up a picture of that, or maybe there's one. No, okay. Am I gonna get arrested if I look up a picture of this? Because, I mean, it's history, but... Wow, alright. Oh, fun times. Wow. Death and destruction. How fun. Okay, so Jane Topham was an American serial killer. Let's go to the Wikipedia page! Serial killer nicknamed Jolly Jane. After her arrest in 1901, she confessed to 33 murders. She is quoted as saying that her ambition was to have killed more people, helpless people, than any other man or woman who ever lived. Oh my god, how many people did she murder though? 31? Did she... Why? Why did she want to? Is she crazy? Her mom died of tuberculosis, and her dad was an alcoholic, was abusive. Well, there you go. That's crazy. Okay, so Kelly took his two youngest children to the 8-year-old Delia Josephine and 6-year-old Herona to the Boston Female Asylum, an orphanage for indigent female children founded in 1799 by Miss Hannah Stillman. Kelly surrendered the two girls, never to see them again. Documents from the asylum note that the two girls were rescued from a very miserable home. I mean, that kind of, you know, explains a lot. Is that still a thing? That's insane. Oh my god. Oh, she was training to be a nurse at Cambridge Hospital. While she was there, she had a lot of friends and was well liked. It's always these people and they're so charismatic and then they're like, yeah, I just killed someone. And they're like, wait, what? Unlike her early years, she was described as brilliant and terrible. At the hospital, she was well-liked, bright, and friendly. Once Jane became close with patients, she picked her favorite ones. The patients were normally elderly and very sick. During her residency, she used her patients as guinea pigs with an experience with morphine and atropine. Yes, she would alter their prescribed dosages to see what it did to their nervous systems. However, she would spend considerable amount of time alone with patients, making up fake charts and medicating them to drift in and out of consciousness, and even getting into bed with them. Okay. It is unknown if any sexual activity went on with her victims. Hold on. Let me try to read that again. It is unknown if any sexual activity went on when her victims were in this state. I want to play board games with my mom after this, I'm scared. In this state, but when Toppin was questioned after her arrest, she stated she derived a sexual thrill from patients being near death, coming back to life, and then dying again. Toppin would administer a drug mixture to the patients she chose as her victims, lie with them, and hold them close to her as they died. Toppin is considered an angel of death, a type of serial killer who takes on a caretaker role and attacks the vulnerable and dependent. She was recommended for the prestigious Massachusetts General Hospital in 1889. There she claimed several more victims by being fired the following year. She briefly returned to Cambridge, but was soon dismissed for administering opiates recklessly. She then began a career as a private nurse and flourished despite... If she killed people, I'm sorry. And flourished despite complaints of petty theft. She began to her poisoning spree in earnest by 1895 by killing her landlords. In 1899, she killed her foster sister Elizabeth with a dose of... That's a big word. Strychnine. In 1901, Toppin moved with the elderly Alden Davis and his family in I don't know why I just stopped being able to pronounce things. Catawba to take care of him after the death of his wife, whom Toppin herself had murdered. Well, that's dark. Within weeks, she killed Davis and two of his daughters. How many did he have? I forgot. Okay, I didn't say. She then moved back to her hometown and began courting her late foster sister's husband, killing his sister and poisoning him so that she could prove herself by nursing him back to health. She even poisoned herself to evoke his sympathy. The ruse did not work, however, and he cast her out of his house. The surviving members of the Davis family ordered a toxicology exam on Alden Davis's youngest daughter. The report found that she had been poisoned, and local authorities put a police detail on Toppin. On October 29th of 1901, she was arrested for murder. By 1902, she had confessed to 31 murders, and on June 23rd, on the Barnstable County Courthouse, she was found not guilty by reason of insanity, okay, that makes sense, and committed for life in the Taunton Insane Hospital. Soon after the trial, one of the William Randolph Hearst's newspapers, the New York Journal, printed that was, give me a minute. I can do it. Purported to be Toppin's confession to her lawyer that she had killed more than 31 people and that she wanted the jury to find her insane so that she could eventually have a chance of being released. She remained at Taunton for the rest of her life. During her stay in Taunton, she told reporters that she had been married and had a happy family. She never would have started the killings. No, if she had been married and had a happy family, she would never have started the killings. Oh, jeez, here you go. Here's all... They were all old. Except for these two. 31 years old. 60, 40. 40's not that old, though. 45? That's not either. That's crazy. Fictional portrayals. In the independent film American Nightmare, written and directed by John Keeves, Debbie Rochon portrays a serial killer named Jane Toppin who manages to kill. There's a YouTube channel called Female Killers that does documentaries on the famous female killers. This is... Jeez. She wasn't the prettiest thing in the world. It says, can you find the hidden message? And there's like a buggy! A buggy! I don't like bugs! Unless they're tarantulas. I love tarantulas. Is this like an ARG? What is this? Playgirl ad for an exclusive Playgirl licensed Donald Trump pillowcase. What? 1990. What? Can we just give this a minute to settle in? Oh my god, sleep with Donald. Why is this on creepy old pictures? That's too funny. I love this. That's so funny. I'm forwarding that to my mom. He's tall, good looking, about to be divorced. Oh! And rich beyond wildest imagination. That's too funny. Let's go to my fresh memes folder. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. A photo from Wisconsin Death Trip book. Arnold Schwarzenegger holding a doll from the 70s. This family, I can't see that because my glasses are about. No. By the way, if it's horrible, I'm gonna click off of it really fast. I've already said that. What is this? Yeah, can I get some context on what this is? It was first 1973, a book of photos and news articles from one area of Wisconsin. 1890s-ish, a rush of suicides and bizarre deaths, and general look at the difficult life of people at that time. Then it became a music band and then a film. Well, I mean... Jeez, that's crazy. Why is this on creepy pictures? That's just funny. Oh, that's hilarious. I love this. This is my favorite. I'm saving that. I love Reddit. It's so funny. Oh! I think I just got so shook that I couldn't click off of it. Okay, so good. This isn't real. Oh, okay. That's not good. I mean... I just scrolled down and got so triggered. Yeah, black and white photos aren't fun. What in God... Oh my god, what have I found? That one's Photoshop, but that one's still... Oh yes, I'm not sleeping tonight. That's kind of funny, low-key. What are these? Alright, yes. I should check out that channel. I don't like reviewing YouTube channels because sometimes it's like copyright, like, everything. So, oh wow! I might do it later in a specific video. What is this a picture of? What is this supposed to be? Is this like a screenshot from Mama? Like, what is that? Is this the KKK? Oh my gosh! That could be modern photography with a filter on it, but like, Reddit is creepier than 4chan. That'd be a good, no one. I said that would be a good idea, like 4chan, but then I was thinking about it and it's like, nah, not really. That's kind of cool. No, I wanted to see that. No, I don't care about my credit score. Okay. Photo of Regina K. Walters taken by her murderer, serial killer Robert Ben. I've never heard of these people. This Dutch family lived and operated in a windmill. Oh, fun. Oh, I heard of that. Yeah. That was a horrible case. Let me look that up. Like, he actually murdered her like 2 seconds after that was taken. And there's more pictures from the case, and if there's nudity, I'm clicking off. But yeah, basically, he just like disclosed his location. And this one is kind of unsettling. Rob Dyke did a video on this? I gotta watch that. But yeah, that was him. The truck stops. I know. Well, a lot of those were old and like really blurry because of some like things that have happened. Now, this was the dude that murdered this poor girl. And she kind of looks like my aunt, to be honest. And my aunt, I don't know what she was. She was related to me somehow, though. She passed away not too long ago. She overdosed in the... What is it called, that park in New York? Central Park? Yeah, she overdosed. And it was very sad. And I want bacon. I just thought I should let you guys know. Alright, this is kind of terrifying. That baby has no face. Why were they all bald? Except for this one. I don't understand. Long hair gets caught in machinery. That's true, and lice. They got good points. Lice is probably the best point because she has longer hair and she's the oldest looking. Oh. Look up SCP-1471 when you have time. SCP, if I see nudity, I'm gonna... 1471. Is it a fanfiction? Oh, fun! That's what I was looking at before. What is it? Oh, it's a meme? Is it a... Never mind! I don't know why I did that! I thought this was Know Your Meme. When you're about to steal your girl. What is this? Are there memes on it? Like, hold on. Alright, I don't understand. What's it supposed to be? Is it like a bad science experiment? It's also known as Mallow version 1.101 is a Euclid SCP. The SCP-A appears to be a werewolf humanoid creature with a white skull and long black hair. But is it real though? I just wanted to know what it... Okay, here we go. Oh, thanks for the fanfiction. I just wanted to know what it was! Thank you! I mean, now that I look at it, it's like, not that creepy, but like... I mean, what the frick is it? What is it supposed to be? That's all I was asking. Is it just a werewolf? Is that all it is? Oh, here's a page on a wiki. That was a good movie. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. I believe that's what that picture's from. But that was a good movie. Okay, wait. It's a mobile app called this thing. Looking at the application, it has no developers listed, and it has the power of bypassing the application's You know what? You know what? You know what? Screw everyone, I'm looking it up. I'm not downloading it, but I'm looking it up. Oh, great, it's real. Fun! This might be... Yep, okay, well, I'm not creepypastaing anymore. Oh my god, it does look like me in the morning. It looks like everyone in the morning. Looking at the application, as no developers listed in the power, bypassing the application's approval processing to go directly to distribution, while it can avoid removal by other program manager apps. Once SCP-1471 is downloaded on the victim's telephone, there is no icons or shortcuts of the application at all. The SCP would start sending images through the text messages every 3 to 6 hours. The images would contain SCP-1471-A on the background or foreground. After the first 24 hours that it downloaded SCP-1471, the telephone will start getting images at random locations where the victim is at. After 48 hours, the telephone will create images of places where the victim was. After 72 hours, the telephone will take images of the victim behind of it. Oh wow. SCP-1471-A appearing quite close to the victim. After 90 hours, the victim starts to visualize the thing taking to the control of the victim. Doing anything that it tells the victim to do, so they also communicated with the victims, but quite failed to understand or comprehend these actions. The only way how to get out of this mess is that the victim has to stop looking at it on its telephone. If not, the victim will either become a slave or killed by it. No hostile... Great, I just looked it up on the App Store too! LOL! If not, the victim will either become a slave or killed by it. No hostile activity has been reported regarding it after the victim quit. So are these supposed to be like the pictures, or like what is this? Oh, this is the whole thing! There's just like millions of pictures. We're looking this up. That would be so cool to do just like a whole video on. I want to look it up now. That's a wiki. That's a wiki. SpongeBob memes. I love SpongeBob memes. Okay, so are they all like different things? Okay. So here's series 1. Wow. Okay. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going by 5s. I forgot to click on 3. If it's creepy, I'm clicking off. Not author. Oh, fun. Wow. Is it like a different? Is it supposed to? Is it what it? I'm confused. Is it supposed to be like monsters? I feel like this is some deep web stuff that I shouldn't be on, but I mean, if it's right up at the top of the clear web, I mean, I'm gonna look at it, you know? Oh, it's a crystal! I love crystals, they're so pretty. Can I just, like, somehow find all the pictures, or, like, library? Nope. Alright, well. Fun times, fam. The brittle boy. That's just a rude word. Asphyxiation. Are they dead? I don't even... Is it... What kind of project? I just turned into a different person right there. I just... Okay, yeah, alright. Fun. How long have I been streaming for? An hour? Okay. The situation is creepy. After this one, we're leaving. I know 3 trades, I speak 3 languages, fought for 3 years, have 3 children, and no work for 3 months, but I only want 1 job. Oh, that's the worst. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching this stream. Oh my gosh, Cotton Animations, just as I was leaving, he showed up at a great time, fam. Alright, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head off. I'm tired as crap. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for showing up at the wrong time. I'm so sorry. I'll stream again later. And I'll see you guys later.